Good morning, class. Welcome back to Mr. L's class. And so today we're going to go ahead and get started on this new lesson. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write down or put on the board. The board's right here. I'm going to go ahead and write out or type out the SOL for today, and we're going to go ahead and start discussing that. All right. Go ahead and just to talk about it. We're going to go ahead and talk about solving problems involving one-step equations and inequalities. You may be familiar with this a bit, and you may not. And if you aren't, that's okay because we're going to go ahead and cover it today. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and try to enlarge this right here so that everyone can see very well. Right. Okay. So the SOL we're covering today is SOL 6.7. We're solving problems involving one-step equations and inequalities. All right. And so when it comes down to it at this point, I know you all are familiar when it comes to inequalities. And just to give you a quick refresher, that entails this right here. I'm going to go ahead to the next page. So this right here, we're going to have different signs. Let me connect my pencil. Right. All right. Boom. Okay. So inequalities entails different signs like this, right? So we have the less than, we have the, the greater than, okay, the greater than sign right here. All right, my signs aren't perfect. All right, we have next, we're gonna go ahead and talk about, the less than sign right here. Then you got the less than or equal to sign. You also have, let me erase that. The opposite of that, the greater than or equal to sign. Okay, and that's that line under it that gives you that than part of it. Okay, so we're talking about one-step equations. So let me just set up an example just to give you an understanding. So we're going to use a variable. We're familiar with variables at this point. We're going to do x plus 4 equal for just a one-step problem, equation problem. X plus 4 equals 6. So how will we solve this? Okay, like similar to what we've done before in this class, or like I've mentioned before, we have to make sure we isolate our variable. So how we would do this, just to briefly walk through, is minus the 4. Okay, and then what do we have left? Yes, we have a 2 left. Okay, so that's an example. But also, like again, right, this equal sign that is right here, hold on, let me underline it like that. This equal sign right here, do that a little better. This equal sign right here could be a different symbol, This symbol could be a less than sign. A greater than sign. Jeez. A greater than sign. So we still would solve it the same way. All right. But look, what I want to go ahead and do now, all right, is I want to go ahead and first let you all know that when it comes down to it, these type of problems are very situational. You can have an equal sign, but you can also have an inequality sign instead of an equal sign. All right. So now what I would like for you all to do is in pairs, and it seems like we have an even number today, so we're gonna go ahead and do groups of 2. All right. I would like for you to go get your computers, okay, and then I would like for you to go ahead and go onto the math platform, Mathway. All right. Oh, excuse me. Your computers are already on your desk. Okay. My apologies. On your computers, I would like for you to first get you, before the computers, go get you, go get you, find someone in the classroom that you like to be paired with, okay? I'm not doing assigned pairs today. Find someone in the class you like to be assigned with, and then go on the math platform, Mathway. Now, what you are going to do, all right, is that you are going to create one-step equations and inequality problems, and then Mathway is going to solve it for you to show you, all right, to get more familiar with what we're doing today and to show you how to solve some of these problems. So I want you to brainstorm with your team, okay, with your group mate, different problems that you can put in the Mathway. It could be any type of problem as long as it's either a one-step equation problem or a one-step inequality problem, okay? And I'm going to give you 5 minutes for that. Okay, right, so I'm going to be walking around. All right, so I approach one group. What do you notice about the solutions that Mathway is providing? Are they what you expected? Okay, I'm gonna ask that question. I'm gonna get a response. What steps did Mathway for another group? I'm gonna walk around to another group. What steps did Mathway take to solve the problem? Can you explain it in your own words? All right. So then after that, all right, I would have already set a timer for 5 minutes. So after the 5 minutes is up, then I'm going to introduce the next topic for um, the instructional section of my lesson. All right, so everyone, in those same groups, I'm going to have you collaborate by working on a handout that I will be passing out. All right, this handout consists of a mixture of 2 types of one-step problems that we discussed so far today. Okay, I want you to work together. All right, there is a answer bank at the top, which means this is a way you can check your answers to make sure all the answers are on the page. You have to solve the problems which your group mate to make sure that you completely fill out the paper. And once you are done, we're going to I'm going to bring out the class candy bucket for each group to pick out some candy that they would like. All right, you're going to have 20 minutes for this task. Oh, and also, please put away Mathway. Mathway is now put up. You are not allowed to use Mathway for this specific task now. So please close your computers. I do not want to see them up. And so in a situation where I have a group who has completed the work, how I'm going to differentiate is I'm going to administer some challenging one-step equations. I'm going to administer that I have on flashcards. And I will give them loose leaf paper to work on. And this is how, if in a situation to where even prior to the first task, if they completed, if they completed within the 20 minutes after they completed the worksheet and stuff like that, I'm going to pass out some flashcards for one group or other groups who have finished already the task when it comes to the handout. I'm going to pass out some flashcards and some loose leaf paper for them to solve these challenging word problems. Right, so I'm going to go further down in my lesson plan now. Right, and so for this right here, I'm going to go ahead and before I do that though, I need to make sure that I'm doing my checks for understanding. So I'm going to go around the class and I'm going to ask different groups if they're having any difficulties with this handout, just to get any feedback and see how I can help as a teacher. And I'm taking the facilitator role. I'm making this more of a student-centered lesson. I briefly introduced a topic. I gave an example, but then I let them explore deeper with using Mathway, which is my technology component for this lesson. So now what I'm going to do is, after asking a question, potentially handing out my differentiated instruction assignment if needed, I'm going to then go ahead and introduce my independent practice. All right, everyone. So now that we're done with the worksheet, okay, and everyone has candy, raise your hand if you have candy, please. And if you don't have candy, please let me know. You can speak out. Okay. So now that everyone has candy, we're going to go ahead and move to the independent practice, okay? It is art time, everyone. Can everyone say art time? Thank you. So what we're going to be doing today is on a piece of copy paper that I will be giving out, you're going to draw a picture of things that you like to do. But somewhere in that picture, okay, you would need to incorporate the following: 2 completed one-step equation problems and 2 completed one-step inequality problems, okay? And so the paper, you're gonna get the paper. It's gonna be copy paper. You're gonna get it in the front of the class. I'm also gonna have out different things you can use, like markers, crayons, and colored pencils. You don't have to get any of those if you don't want to. You can use your pencil, but you are required to get up and get a piece of copy paper. Okay, all right. And so, like I mentioned, what I want you to do is, again, draw the picture. Okay, draw a picture of things that you like. You know what I'm saying? That you like to do. And also incorporate just in the picture just different problems that I mentioned. I'm gonna write all this on the board so you have the instructions. Okay, all right. And then so for this, I'm going to just do my checks of understanding that's also in the lesson plan. I'm nearing 10 minutes, so after they're done, I'm going to then go to my closure, which consists of an assessment, which is a quiz, and there's more details in my lesson plan. And I'm also going to, after the quiz, I'm going to then go ahead and put in my exit ticket, and then after that, the lesson is done.